Hello Culers, it's Pablo here and welcome back to Barca Universal and welcome to the match preview of Barcelona versus Benfica. As in Xavi's second game in charge of Barcelona, we will be playing one of the most important games in our season so far, and perhaps even in our recent history. It's make or break in the Champions League group stages for Barcelona. Victory would put us through to the round of 16 of the Champions League, a draw would leave things very dangerously in the balance, whereas a defeat for Barcelona would all but condemn us to the Europa League. This is a huge game, there is so much at stake, so let's get started. And this one will be coming to us again live from the Camp Nou at 9 PM local time, this time on Tuesday night, and certainly, as we saw on the weekend against Espanyol, and maybe even greater this time, I'm expecting a big atmosphere at the Camp Nou for Xavi's first ever Champions League game as coach. We'll need our fans, we'll need them to be loud. This is going to be a big one. And right here is how the group currently looks for Barcelona. Of course, Bayern Munich are very clear in top spot, whereas we there are currently second, and we know a victory, guys, in tomorrow's game would secure us a spot in the round of 16, which, well, you've got to say, after that 3-0 defeat to Benfica, after we'd already lost to Bayern Munich, that would have been really, really amazing if we'd done that after match day 5. So now, guys, we're on track. We have to win tomorrow's game, so let's now get into discussing all of the details. And let's begin with ourselves here, Barcelona, who of course do come into this game, Xavi's second game in charge, in fact, off the back of a pretty important, actually, victory over Espanyol in the weekend in La Liga. It was a 1-0 victory, of course, on the night, Memphis Depay penalty. And I think from that game, guys, we can take away quite a few things. I think for a start, I thought overall it's a positive performance from Barcelona. I think we, of course, we won the game. We got the important 3 points, which we know we all needed. But I thought generally our movement was very good. Certain players' levels certainly went up to, in my opinion. Our ideas and our belief was totally clear to see. I think it's obvious that we still lack a lot of things in the final third. Defensively, again, we looked very suspect. And I suppose what I would say is this, guys. Against Benfica, we're going to have to be even better. I think Xavi recognises that. I've just come off of watching his pre-match press conference. He spoke very well in that again. But I think we can all get, guys, that we can't really afford to be giving away cheap opportunities. Certainly not the ones that we gave away against Espanyol. Because you imagine this time around, guys, we will be punished. We won't be this lucky a second time around. I really don't think that. And in my opinion, we're going to have to put in a really, really top performance if we are to achieve what we want to. Of course, what would be such a big win in this Champions League. However, I think we all recognise, guys, that picking up a victory in tomorrow's game is going to be no easy feat at all. I think not only do we realise, guys, that of course right now, we're not in a perfect moment. We're lacking a lot of things in defence, in attack. Of course, this is Xavi's first Champions League game in charge. And certainly in regards to who we have available, guys, the options aren't great, especially in attack, because of course, guys, we all recognise in attack, we're already quite weak right now. We're struggling to create many good opportunities, we're not scoring many goals at all. But in tomorrow's game, guys, it's going to get even worse. Not only, of course, will we be without Dest, who's unlikely to feature, Pedri's unlikely to feature, of course, he won't feature, Braithwaite's out, Dembele's likely out, Ansu Fati's out, Agüero's out. But now also, guys, Abdi, Anilais, and even Jutla are unavailable for tomorrow's game. They are not registered in the Champions League. So Abdi there, guys, who was so good off the bench against Espanyol, will not play. Elias, who started against Espanyol, will not play. So I think immediately, guys, we have even more problems there. Already we were looking quite weak. In this sort of game, we're going to need to be really, really impressive in attack if we're going to get past Benfica. And Xavi certainly there has big problems to contend with that he will have to get over. Although what is interesting, guys, is that Xavi in his press conference just now did not fully rule out Dembele or Dest. I found that really interesting. He said a decision on those two players will be made tomorrow. The same can be said for Sergi Roberto. So who knows, guys, if Dembele's fit, maybe he will be thrown into start, but that to me seems quite risky. So certainly without Abdi there, without Elias, of course, without, Ansu, Pedri and whatnot, we're already quite weak. So regarding how we could be lining up in tomorrow's game, I think this could be the sort of lineup that Xavi goes for. We've got Ter Stegen in goal there. I think he'll start Sergi Roberto in this sort of game. We saw a report yesterday saying that that's something that could happen, and I can see it happening, honestly, in my opinion. So Sergi Roberto there, back at right back, Jordi Alba at left back, Eric Garcia and Piqué at centre back. In midfield, I think Nico is going to be fit to start, so I think he'll be there next to Busquets and De Jong. And then up front, guys, Gavi on the right I've gone for, Coutinho on the left, and Memphis Depay up front. Now, there are options, of course there are. We've of course got Luke de Jong, who I don't think will feature. Yusuf Demir is someone who could feature. But I think Coutinho, it's his time now. He has to start this sort of game, and he has to produce for us. He came off the bench, obviously, didn't do much. But this is big for Coutinho. I see this as a really, really big game for him. And certainly he has got to produce in this sort of fixture. But I think over the pitch, guys, there are a few issues. I think bringing Roberto back in is probably something a lot of fans don't want to see. But I can certainly see Xavi doing it. Who knows? If Dest is fit, he could certainly start too. And even maybe Mingueza keeps his spot. But Mingueza himself has also been struggling. So I think this right here is the sort of thing that we could be seeing from Xavi in tomorrow's game. But let me know in the comments down below, guys, how you would line up for this one. And let's now move on to Benfica, of course, who certainly will be coming into this game with a lot to say for themselves because, of course, this is a really, really big game for them too. They've actually already beaten us, of course, 3-0 earlier this season. That was back in October. We all remember that game. And, of course, Benfica know that if they are to beat us tomorrow, that will almost guarantee them a place in the knockout rounds of the Champions League. And doing that, guys, against Barca at the Camp Nou would obviously be a massive, massive triumph for them. But actually, I still feel as if we can beat Benfica tomorrow. I really do. They've already slipped to 3rd place in the Portuguese league. They've had a few bad results here and there. And I think in the Champions League, guys, you know, in the 2 games they played against Bayern Munich, Bayern put 9 goals past them. And whilst I recognise that, look, you know, we're not Bayern Munich, we don't have those attacking players in our team right now, and in tomorrow's game, I'm certainly expecting us to struggle in the final third. But I get the feeling that at the Camp Nou, in this sort of occasion, on this sort of night, I do fancy our chances of being able to do damage to Benfica. I really do. Although I will reiterate, guys, as I said, with our limited options in attack, with their options in attack too, you know, players like Darwin Núñez, who of course scored 2 goals against us last time out, they do have good players. And I think this should be a really tense and close game. I am expecting that. Benfica have got quality. We know they do. I think we also recognise that on our day, we should and could be beating them. But as I say, I'm expecting this to be a really, really tense game. Of course, a big game. There's a lot at stake. This is going to be massive. And so my score prediction for this one is going to be Barcelona 2, Benfica 1. Any win here for Barca would be brilliant. Of course, again, with Xavi in charge as coach, we're looking to see that progression. We want to see the belief in our ideas. We want to see the progression in the Barca style of play, if you like. But regarding results-wise and how tomorrow's game's going to go, I'm expecting it to be really tough. I really am. I think right now, I'll reiterate it, I think we're lacking a lot in attack. I think in defence, you know, you can't really trust us either, that's for sure. So I think it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be tense. It's going to be really, really close. And if Barca can nick a 2-1 win there, that would be huge. This is big, as I say, guys. You know, you've got to say, if Xavi wins this game and puts us through after beating Espanyol in his debut, then that is a wonderful start. That's absolutely huge for Xavi's future as coach. I really do feel that. So look, as I say, you know, I'm expecting a tough game. We know we're going to have to be on it for this one, especially defensively. And with our issues in attack, you know, I am worried about certain areas in our team. But we have to be strong, guys. We have to be united, clear about our ideas. And we've got to go out and win this game. We did it against Dynamo at home with Koeman. We did it against Dynamo away with Barjuan. And now we must do it at home against Benfica with Xavi. It's all on the line. It's a massive game in the Champions League for Barcelona. It's do or die. So let's go.